I hope you're all doing really well. It's getting really close to Christmas now, and I'm very excited because I've just been notified on my 3 swap partners for Carol's tags. So I thought that I would put together something, have a little go at something to see if that's what I want to do for the tag swap. So I'm sticking with the Christmas theme because it was initially a Christmas tag swap. So I'm going to show you what I've made and we can make it together. So this is what I have made. I hope that you can see that. So you can see I've got quite a lot of layers going on here with an embossed background. Got some little die cuts here. I've made a wreath, put on some pearls, some little bits of glittered card. I've layered it up with a little piece underneath. I've got a bit of a seam binding bow and some labels and some more layering there. So that's what I've done, and that's backed onto a manila card like that. Okay, so this is a manila size 8 card, I think they're called, which I've just used as a template to cut out one of my own. So that's what we're going to have a little try at today. I've got lots of ribbons going on here. This is that beautiful soft sari ribbon as well. All right, so that's what we're going to have a little go at. Right, so what you'll need is a bit of a tag card, backing card. So if I measure this, as I said, it's what you would term a size 8, I think. So it's 6 inches by 3 inches, or 15.5 centimeters by just over 7.5 centimeters. So that's what we've got there. Right, so that's just like a manila board. And then what I've done is I've cut out a piece to match up this exactly. This comes from one of my scraps from my porch prints. And what I've done here is I've just embossed it with an embossing folder. If you can have a look at that, I'll show you what the embossing folder looks like. It's no fancy brand. It's just one that I picked up off eBay. It wasn't even new. So it's just a snowflake embossing folder. And I've used that, just run it through my machine. So what I'm going to do with that is just put the backing card aside. The first thing I did was I took my Distress Ink antique linen, because it's lighter than the vintage photo, and then what I did was I'm just going to go over this in soft motion, and it picks up on the embossed pieces on the card. You just need to run that over there like that. Just turn it around a little bit there. I'm just going a little circle sort of motion, and stop when you feel you've got enough. So I'm quite happy with that. So that's just giving it a little bit of a extra dimension there. Okay, so that was easily done, wasn't it? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my glue stick. I'm going to run the glue stick not quite to the edge, because I will be stitching this, but if you're not going to stitch it, and please, you don't have to, please do use a better, stronger glue and go all the way around to the edges. I'm now just matching up that base card to the top one there like that. Okay, so I'm going to just stitch around the edge here, and just in a straight stitch, and I'll be back with you just in a second. Okay, so I have just stitched around there, as you can see, and I have just distressed it as well, so that just gives it a nice little finished edge, which I quite like. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, oh, what I forgot to mention is I got this paper from my porch prints. It's from the Shabby Pink Christmas range, so that's the pink sheet there. And then this is also from my porch prints. It's like an old gold piece of paper, also from one of the Shabby Christmas kits, which I'll put in the link below. It's just a scrap. I've torn off the edges, and what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to just tear off a piece here as well. I've got like rough edges now. I'm just working out, I want to put a little bit of a tab over on the top of my tag here. So I've just torn a piece off there. I'm just going to quickly give that a little bit of a distressing on the edges, just to get rid of any of the white. And then I'm going to just put that, I wanted the other side slightly longer. I think I might go with that way, one. Just in the middle there before I put my eyelet on. So I'm going to just take my glue, this lovely Sugar Belle tube that Carol got for me, and people have asked me where Carol got this, and I must say I haven't asked her. I haven't remembered to ask her. So Carol, please, if you are watching this, won't you just leave that in the comments, because everybody is very keen to know where you managed to find this. Yes, and so am I, really. Okay, so we've just got that stuck down over there. I've got a little piece of press stick because I'm not sure how everybody closes theirs, so I've just got blue tack on the top there to keep it closed. I don't know what other way to really keep it sealed, so you'll have to all let me know about that one. Right, now I'm just grabbing my wide eyelets from We Are Memory Keepers, and people have asked me about these. I get these from Amazon, so in the UK, but I'm sure you can get them anywhere. Amazon all over the world pretty much, all the craft shops of course. So I'm just going to take one of these old gold vintage looking ones. I'm just using my crocodile here, and I do like these wide ones, I must say. I see they've got the beautiful lilac and purple ones as well, so I've ordered myself some of those and some of the nice aqua blue ones. So I've got that. Right, so we've got our base ready, and we'll take that out the way. I'll just put it over here for the moment. And what we're going to do now is start creating the rest of this. So this is what I did. I took 2 of my circle die cuts, and you could do this even with a washi tape, 2 different washi tapes, or something a bit bigger like this one over here with that one in the middle kind of thing. If you don't have a die cut, draw circles and you just want to have some kind of a ring. I tried this without, but with my faffing I worked out that I need a little bit of a base like that to put my little bits for the base of my wreath, and I never had a wreath, so I'm going to use that. And then what I did was I cut out from my porch prints on some of the tags these 2 little elements, and I'm going to use this one on there, and I'm going to put that over like that. So what I've done is, as you can see, I've put a little bit of that dimensional tape on the back just to give it a little bit. I don't want everything flat. I'm just putting this on here like this because I want to just find out exactly where I need to position it before I go and stick it down. So I'm going to just pick this up again, leave that there for a minute, and I will, don't really need to distress this because I don't think you're going to see much of the edges really. And then I'm going to just take my glue. Now there's just Beacon 3-in-1 in here, but I must say it is much finer, the point to use when you're using these tubes. Really handy. So I just want to hold this down for a minute and guesstimate where this needs to go, and I can do that, take that away now. Just want to make sure I've got it straight. Yeah, and that can just go and be pressed down just to give me a little bit of a word. I like a little bit of a foliage that's going on there like that. And now I'm just taking off all these little bits here. I hope you guys are have been making lots of festive goodies and sending off and packing up all your gifts and things. I must say I have not gone to the shops and done anything. I was I won't say lazy, but I just am really short of time, and I ended up getting everything online. And I've got to wrap it all, and it's not my favorite thing to do, wrapping. For some reason I just find it It's not something I enjoy. I usually get my daughter to do the wrapping. So I don't know why that is. I don't know. I need to find a better way to do wrapping. I'm not impressed with the way I wrap. So, right, so we've got that stuck down. We've got a little base for our wreath going on there. And what we want to do now is, I've got a whole pile of these little hollies. And all I did was, I used an old holly punch. This is a Martha Stewart punch that I've had. And I've just cut out a load of these from one of the other sort of, well, that kind of colour, and it's got a little bit of typography on it, really. It's like a collage page, and I wanted to keep this pretty muted, so I've just trimmed off the end of the holly there, and now we are just going to arrange those around here. Now, I didn't go right up to the top because I'm going to put a ribbon up there, but we are going to start pretty close to the top. Now, I've just distressed each one a little bit, not too much, and I'm going to show you how I just put this down. It's not hard. Gosh, these things do go a lot quicker when you've worked out all the fine points, I must say. So what I did was I took one and I've got it facing upward like that. So I'm just positioning it, as you can see, evenly either side of that, and then the next one that I do, I go the other way, slightly lapping it over, and that's how I go all the way around. So I'll probably speed this bit up for you after you've seen how I do the first 2 or 3, and then you'll know what it is that I'm doing. So I do just like to move that down a bit. Like that. There we go. And then the next one is back the other way. And then you just go round and round and round. Well, round once, that's all. I just did it once. Okay, so that one is that way, so we'll have this one this way. Like that. Okay, so we're just filling up our little circle here. All right, so I will go on with this. You can watch me do this, but hopefully in a faster, at a faster speed. Okay, so there you can see I have filled it up pretty well all the way around. Now we're still going to put another little few on, but you can have a look there and see we've got a little bit of dimension because it's got the dimensional tape underneath, which I quite like. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I use that same punch and I cut out, well, I cut that other holly bit in half, and then what I'm going to do here is just cut that off, split these 2, so I've got 3 little bits like that. And then what I did was, and I did this off camera because I knew I was going to struggle, I've made a double bow here with my seam binding. Just give that a little bit of a straighter cut, like that, and I did crush it a bit, just to give it a little bit of a ragged look. And you can even, if you're wanting to, even give it a little bit of a distress, so it's a bit more vintage and shabby, and that is what we are going to stick just on the side over here. So we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm going to just leave it there at the moment so I can see where I want to position these little holly leaves. So I want one sort of about over there, I think. I'm going to put one across this bit there, and probably one, I'm trying to get them in different directions. So we'll have that one like that, I think, that one like that. And we're going to stick those down as well. All right, so let's do that. Got to have a bit of bling for Christmas. So we've got one over there, one that way, and then one this way. Okay, so there we go. It's coming along nicely. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put a big blob of Fabri-Tac 3-in-1 beacon over here. Just get that off there, and now I'm going to stick this ribbon where I want it, which is pretty much over here. I'm just going to hold that down while I chat to you for a bit. I quite like this seam binding, and I quite like a little bit of distress ink on it as well, just to make it a little bit more shabby. Alright, so that will dry. The other one dried really nicely, so we'll leave that to do its thing there for a bit. Okay, now what we want to do is I've got this Thin Knits Tim Holtz die. I see I've put them in the wrong side. I think these are called Holiday Greens. They are, and if you have a look over there, you can see the code. Holiday Greens Mini 661597 is the code. This is a Tim Holtz, and I see that I've put them in the wrong section. But you get lots of great bits and pieces in there. Not going to worry about it now. And I took out one of the dies that looked like this and cut out a silver piece. This is just my little tool that I get all of those little bits out with. So I just want to take out those there. And then what I did was I cut this into two. And what I did was I cut it just over there like that in the middle. So we're going to stick this one up at the top, and we're going to stick this one somewhere at the bottom, like that. I think I had it. Got to have a look what I did. So let's just see. Yeah, so we've got that this way, sorry, like that, and that one will go at the top. But before we stick those on, we'll just leave them there. I had a couple of other bits that I cut out from the same kit. It's got beautiful foliage. I've got like these sort of a peachy gold color, and I'm going to stick one of those over here and one of those just at the top over there. So we're sort of just layering this up a bit, and it is very fiddly. You know, life's never simple. So we're going to have that over there, and then I've got two others that are just sort of pink card, and this is where you can just take these little brushes and run it over and just get out all the little bits. So we're going to have one of these sort of come down at the base like that, and then I'll put the silver sort of on the top, I think. Or we'll arrange it. I'm just not sure if I want that there or if I want it there or where I want it at this moment, but we will get it right in the end. Okay, so it's going to be sort of something like that, right? And then I think I was going to put one of these at the top as well. So let's just see how we go with that, so we get some nice layering going on there as well. Okay, so let's start. We're going to stick down this one first of all, I think. Yeah, and this is where this glue in this tube is so handy. All right, so we want to just stick that in there. It doesn't matter if a little bit peeps over the side, it just adds to it. Quite like that. And this is like a salmony pink color. A little bit of card that I had lying there in the scrap box, and I do have lots of cardstock from years ago when I used to love my scrapbooking. So we're going to put this one just, do I want it like that, or do I want it a little bit more like that, I think. Right, and then this one, let's just take that out. Right, and now we want to just get that peeking out over there, I think. Yeah, a little bit more like that. Yeah, maybe I should have moved that over a bit, but I think it's too late for that, ladies. I think it's stuck down now. Mind you, never say never. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. That'll have to do. Okay, and then we'll get this one stuck down as well. Okay, so right, so we've got a little bit of this going like this, and there we go. That's looking good. And we want to turn this around, and we'll stick down the pink one first. Let's get out some of those bits there. I do like all this holiday greenery. I think you can have some great uses for different seasons and things, different colors. So it's a fairly new die that I managed to buy after I saw Carol. I think I had it on order before Carol because I was wanting to do something, but she's used it in many things, and I think you know, using it with the vellum is a great idea when you're wanting to layer up things as well. So I think you'll find it's got loads of different uses, and I'm dead keen to try it on so many bits and pieces. It's quite exciting. Okay, and then here's the last little bit of silver. I'm enjoying the silver bit. Got to have the bling. Oops. Right, so, and then this bit's just going to go, just peek out like that on the top there. Okie dokie. Right. So if we turn that around, we're nearly done, and you can see this is just about stuck down there, so that's looking great. And then might want to move that out the way. Right, so what I want to do is just quickly, we've got to put on 2 things, and then we're pretty much done. It's just one of these little labels from my Porch Prints again, and I'm going to just put that on the bottom like that. Just sort of lifts it with a bit of a darker tone. And then the last thing I did was I just used a couple of these pearls. These are bigger pearls, and I'm going to just put on 3 so they look like little baubles in the wreath that you've made. Oops, I think it's stuck to my finger. This is why I'm always full of glue. I need to invest in a pair of those tweezers like I see Carol using. I think that's what I need. Right, so I can put far less glue on this one, I think. Okay, that's more like it. So I usually like my Perky tool, but as I told you last time, I've lost it somewhere on my table. For the life of me, I don't know what I've done with it. And this one I'm just going to put right over there like that. And so I do need to go and find that, unfortunately, because I quite like using it for this kind of thing. Right, so there we have it. Okay, so we've got that sorted. Now all that's left to do is to put our little tie on here, and I was just rummaging through some of the scraps on my table that I used previously, so I'm going to just cut that a little bit neater. I'm going to thread that through over here like this when I get it through. Where is definitely missing that pokey tool today. I'm going to use this one on this side. So we'll just push that through like that and pull it up like this. And I did see this on my table, which was from Avril Yarns. It's Avril Yarn from Nesso Studios. So I thought, should I try this instead I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's just cut off a piece here, make my life a little easier, and then we can just try and make a little, as I said, try and make a little bow, because these things don't work well on camera. Don't know why that is. I think it's the expectation. That's what it must be. Right, so we've got that there, and just try and do a little bow. This is not the easiest stuff to work with, I might add. It's a bit flimsy, but we will persevere. I wanted it smaller than that. Right, so let's just pull that a bit closed there and a bit closed there, and I think that's going to have to do. Right. Okay. Now, I just want to bring that all together, get my other sharper scissors for the fabric, and I think I'm going to just cut it off like that, and that'll look neater. Okay, so we've got our ribbon doing its thing there, and that'll dry in no time at all. And there you can see we've got our little sari ribbon at the top there now as well. And that didn't take too long at all, did it? All right, so I hope you like that. These are the tags that I hope to use for my tag swap. So going to have a try at a few others as well, but I thought I'd just share this one with you guys today. So thank you everybody for your wonderful support. I'm so glad you like my last jags. These are proper tags, but I'm hoping that we can have some of you can have a go at making some jags as well. So thank you everybody for your comments. Have a wonderful season of joy and happiness, no matter what you're doing and who you're seeing. And I hope to see you all in the very next video. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.